Clean Lifers, happy Monday, and today we are going to get right to work. I took a little break over the weekend because I was at this conference in New Jersey, so I came back, got regrouped, got ready to go, and I'm coming at you today with a great video to start your week where we're going to talk about goals. Now, too often, people come at me and they say, I don't really know, I don't have a clear picture of my goal, I don't really know where to start, and they always tell me some BS goal that doesn't really mean anything to them. And so I always want to talk about, like, what's your for real goal? Like, your goal may be to lose 10 pounds, but what's your for real goal? So we're going to go through that process a little bit right now, and it's not the whole goal process because obviously it's a lot more in depth, but this is going to give you a bit of an idea of how you set up on that track to achieve whatever you want to achieve. So we're going to call today the faux real goal flow, okay? So this is a series of questions that you're gonna have to ask yourself, and you're gonna have to really do some introspection when you're establishing a new goal for yourself and how you're going about doing it. So again, this is super abbreviated from our traditional goal setting process, but I wanted to give you guys something to start your week where you could really do some critical thinking about your goals and figure out what kind of a track you're on. So the first question you have to ask yourself when setting up a goal is this what I really want? You might not be able to read this that well, A, because it's small, and B, because I have the handwriting of a chimp holding a crayon in its foot, but let's kind of push forward. Is this what I really want? That's the first question. So, do I want to lose 10 pounds, or is there something else to that? Do I want to lose 5, lose 10, lose 20 pounds? Or is there a look that I'm going for? Or is there a feeling that I'm going for? Or is this a goal that matters to me or someone else? Okay? So the first question you have to ask yourself is this what I really want? And if the answer is no, if when you think about it, and you do that introspection, and the answer is no, then you've got to go back to the drawing board. You've got to come back to this flow chart with a better goal, with a more established goal. And we have videos previously that talk about how to find that goal. Okay, so first question is this what I really want? If the answer is yes, you get to flow down to our next question, which is this a realistic want? Okay? Our goals are all things that we want to achieve, want to do, want to have. But unfortunately, there is that question of, is this a realistic thing for me? So let's say my goal would be to play point guard in the NBA. Let's go through the list. I'm 5'10". I'm 29 years old. I have a blown out spinal column. I've never played competitive basketball. I could stop there. All right. So the bottom line is, me wanting to play in the NBA, that is not a realistic want, okay? Too many people have these unrealistic goals for themselves. I want to go from 0 to 100. I want to be a professional CrossFitter. I want to be a professional physique competitor. And I'm not saying those things are unattainable, because if you want to go out and you want to do that, then by God, that's exactly what you should do. But more specifically, if you want to lose 50 pounds, but you don't have 50 pounds to lose, then you have to ask yourself, is this a realistic want? Because if it's not a realistic want, if it's not a realistic thing that you can achieve, then it's not a goal, it's a wish, okay? And remember, a goal is a wish with a strategy, okay? And if you have an unrealistic want, then there's no strategy for that, okay? I could go to the park right now and start playing basketball. The Wizards are never calling me, except to tell me to stop sending them videos of me playing at the park. It's not impressive, but I dunked on that 10-year-old in that video. Eat it, Sam! Let's move on. If it's a realistic want, next is what will this take to do? This is a tough question, okay? If you want to compete in your first figure contest, or you want to go to a CrossFit competition, or you want to run a marathon, or you want to have hard, tasty washerboard abs glistening in the sun by the time you go to Mexico on spring break, you have to ask, what will this take to do? So, is this what I really want? Sure. Is this a realistic one? Okay. What will this take to do? Do you have the time? Do you have the schedule? Do you have the ability? Do you have the finances? Okay? Sometimes when you're doing a bodybuilding show or a figure show, that takes a lot of money. You have entry fees, you have your food, you have your coaching, you have your gym membership or memberships. Okay? What will this take to do? Do you have the time? Do you have a job where you work 50, 60 hours a week? A lot of people do nowadays. Do you have the time to carve out for the workouts that's going to take? Or the money to carve out to buy those groceries that you're eating, having like 6, 7, 8, 9 times a day? Or to get the supplements, or to get the clothes, or to get the gear, or to travel? Okay? What will this take to do? And then the other thing about that is you got to look in yourself And you got to determine if you have the drive, if you have the ability, if you have kind of the umption to take on the things that you were unwilling to do before. Some people hate doing cardio. Are you ready to do cardio? Some people hate circuit training. Are you ready to circuit train? Are you ready to step outside of your comfort zone to achieve this goal that you've decided that it's what you really want, it's realistic, now you got to figure out what will this take to do. Now, if you can figure that out, the final question is, how will I measure progress? I want to thank my boy Paul for this. I spent the weekend with this mastermind with some incredibly smart fitness people, and he said this one thing, and it has been haunting my mind, okay? We are definitely getting t-shirts made with this, possibly getting this tattooed somewhere on my body, is we need to think progress, not perfection. And we're going to get more to that later this week, but we need to think progress, not perfection. So let's say my goal is to be ripped. I'm talking unbelievably veiny abs, super jacked up, ripped by the time the pool opens this summer, okay? That's great. But for me to measure that goal by strictly my end result is unfair, okay? How am I gonna measure progress, not the finished product? So, is it I decide I'm gonna weigh myself, I'm gonna do body composition, I'm gonna take progress pictures every week? You need to be able to measure progress on the way to your goal. Because if your goal is to lose 50 pounds, and I'm not saying that's a good goal, if your goal is to lose 50 pounds, and at the end of the challenge, the time period, whatever, you've only lost 45 pounds, then instead of being jacked up about losing 45 pounds, you'll be disappointed that you didn't get to 50, and that'll be a loss. When I think we can all agree that 45 pounds is a significant amount of weight, okay? So you need to figure out what rubric that you are going to measure progress on so that at the end of your goal period, or kind of periodically, you can check in on yourself and determine, am I moving towards my goal or am I moving away from it? Because we can't just do finished product. I spent so many years of my life thinking about finished product that I wasted the journey of getting in shape or getting lean or getting bigger, whatever you want to do, like whatever you want to do, whatever your goal is. You need some kind of measuring stick, some kind of consistent, constant measuring stick to measure your progress along the way. So, I have a goal in my head. Washerboard, abs, iron a shirt on them, make a grilled cheese on them, whatever you want. Biscuits, okay? Is it what I really want? Yup. Is it a realistic one? Yup. What will this take to do? I'm going to train like a madman. I'm going to diet like a madman. Madmen do a lot of stuff. I don't know. How will I measure progress? I'm going to take progress pictures of myself every 4 days for 60 days. Okay? So, every 4 days for 60 days. So, if I do the math on that, 60 divided in 4, I should have 47 progress pictures, right? Carry the 1, not good at math, psych degree. All right. So, I have all those things. I'm checked out with that. I'm ready to go. And the last step is make it happen, okay? I am all about, if you have 3 hours to cut down a tree, spend 2 hours and 30 minutes like sharpening the axe. I love that. I think that's fantastic. I think prep and planning is paramount, but it's not everything. At the end of the day, once you go through all these steps, you are still, at the end of it, gonna have to wake up, put boots to asses, and go get what you want, okay? I want this stuff to be doable. I want this to be realistic. I want you to know what it's going to take, and I want you to have a measuring stick for progress. But when all that stuff is done, it's not good enough just to plan. You have to go make it happen. You have to GID, get it done, and that is our talk today on the For Real Goal Flow. So I encourage you to look at these questions. All right, if you need to go back and watch this video a second time, do that. Write these down. Think on it, meditate on it, let your brain chew it up like it's a delicious grilled chicken breast with a side of asparagus, okay? And digest it for your brain muscle, okay? So that's our video today. We're gonna have more videos coming this week. If you like what we're doing, share it with your friends, spread the message, spread the revolution. Have a great night, you guys. Stay warm because it's gonna be cold. We'll see you later.